It's an honor to be here with Katie because this is one of the few times we're not in a Zoom meeting or face to face. The title of the talk is, Can Humor Make a Town Happy? And I'm really looking forward to this because I know she can make a meeting happier. I know she can make a Zoom call happier. I know she can make a conference happier. But sometimes towns in small town America, or especially that are former mining or manufacturing towns, I live in one like that in West Virginia. Sometimes it's tough to find the humor there. But I have seen Katie at work, and she brought humor to my brother and brought him out of such a deep funk that's why I've thrown away the introduction that's in your programs, because you can read that. But I want you to appreciate how wonderful and how joyful it is to be able to turn the baton over to Katie V.
Hi. Microphone. Microphone. Clicker. Yes. Hello. So let's just take a deep breath and sigh it out. Take another deep breath. Gibberish it out. Just to get us started, and shake it out, just a little bit. Shake it out, a little shake. Everyone move it in so you can hear me. Can you hear me okay? Yeah. All right, so what do you think? Can humor make a town happier? Well, let me tell you, there's a story. So the short answer is yes. Sorry about the green, that's a thing. I don't know what that's about. But, so if you haven't heard of Joy First Foundation, this was started in 2021 as a reaction to the political divide and to the people that got us through COVID. So I started by thanking the grocery workers, the senior care people, the random police officers and fire department, people that Kathy Griffey and I ran across in particular. And we found that it not only really made a difference to do some of this stuff you'll see, but it also was incredible for us as well. So as it turns out, a lot of this is reciprocal. So what is Joy First? I just gave you all that information and told you a little bit about it. This is what I'm going to go over. So from April 2024 to April 2025, the Tour of Joy, which is now in the 4th year, where is it and what happened? And can humor make a town happier? And research and frameworks for structure, activities offered, reactions from local officials and individuals. So, I'm a Chief Wellbeing Officer, certified by the World Happiness Foundation. We use positive psychology and PERMA frameworks from around the world to create ideas for businesses, schools, people, and communities to be happier. So starting from this framework, we look at purpose, health, relationships, and potential. This is actually the UAE, if you can read that, if not, that's what it is. Apparently the whole world is talking about this, and we're number 40 this year on the happiness index. We've gone down. So the Wellbeing Academy in the UAE is a virtual academy offering programs to government entities on how to integrate well-being into their programs. They look at the concept of government work, well-being, public policies, government services, well-being, being sustainable, excellence, and future variations of well-being. This is in the UAE, right? They look at all of these factors. This is a private school that's looking at this for kids. And they have a humongous framework, you can't read it, but it talks about positive emotions, positive relationships, health, positive engagement, positive accomplishments, and purpose. The things that we need in order to be happy, right? So the Australian government is also doing this with measuring what matters: inclusion, fairness, equity, life satisfaction, healthy, secure, sustainable, cohesive, and prosperous. That's what other countries in the world are looking at. healthy, secure, sustainable, cohesive. You can take a picture of this if you'd like. I'm not going to read everything, but it gives you an idea. These are the frameworks that are going around the Chief Wellbeing Officer program. We are seeing the frameworks that countries are doing around the world toward happiness. And then we get into PERMA, which is Dr. Seligman in positive psychology, and it was added by somebody to PERMA plus 4, which means we've added, in addition to the common PERMA that's been around for a while, we added physical health, mindset, environment, and economic security. So these are the things I was thinking about as I went into this town. Oh, by the way, the UN has a resolution from 2011, happiness toward a holistic approach to development. Anyway, and you want to take a picture? Yes. And there's more UN resolutions than just this. So, first we'll start with April 2024. I had spent 5 months in Rockport, Texas, and then I flew to the conference. I came back to Rockport, Texas, and a high school teacher, drama teacher, who did not know how to do improv needed some help. And so he hired me to come in and do some improv with the kids and teach him some activities as well. And then I flew to Miami, Arizona, where my friend had lost her husband recently, and they wanted me to do a clown factory. So I decorated as many people as possible into clowns, gave them a little instruction, and we had a lot of fun. I'll just say that. So my friend Michael I'd known for 30 years. After our Mesa conference, I looked on my phone and I said, who do I know in the area? And I found 2 friends that I knew 30 years ago. And I went to visit them. It just so happened Michael passed away 2 months later of a sudden heart attack. I didn't really know his wife, but I was drawn, as joy first can be drawn, to a place where it's needed. I was drawn to Miami and to offer the art community of 9 people some relief, some emotional support and yoga relief. And if you can't read that, it says, they were all suffering from grief and reeling from the loss. Michael and Joanna had been in the Miami building community for 15 years, and they had a lot of resistance. And there was a theory that Michael was just done. After 15 years, there had been so much resistance, he was just over it. And that contributed to his death. So, on the way, from driving in the van on the Tour Joy from Miami, Arizona to Texas, I stopped at Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, where I connected with an amazing RV park where they were having a birthday party. So they got a huge celebration. This guy was the birthday guy. He had never in his life, he was turning 50, had a birthday party like what we gave him. And in cases like this, where I'm able to do something like this, I trade camping fees to be able to participate in their events. And then, back at the Miami Arts Commission, Miami Arts Commission, Miami Artworks, and the community are a whole campus full of businesses that my friends have started in a town of 1,500 people. That's the part I left out about Miami, Arizona. It's at 3,700 feet in the mountains, 1,500 people, and it's a mining town. So we started with birthday parties because that was the easiest thing. They had so many May birthdays. It was incredible. So I decked out Joy First and I decked out every single person in mustaches and goofiness and got big smiles and we danced and all of that. And then participated with the town council. This is another town council member. This is an organization called Love Where You Live, where they do murals and they do all kinds of things to help the community from another community. So 6 months of free yoga is what I offered, and for the dog too, which you can't see. Thank you for the pointer. Is that me? No. and Joanna had hurt her shoulder. She'll tell you about that. I'll go on. So this is the dog doing yoga. I wish so there it goes.
So cute.
That's Bandit.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm talking through the yoga class. And then immediately upon arrival, I found the youth coordinator and was able to do a free session for Latin and Apache families, because the other thing about Miami is it's been in between 3 Apache reservations. So that went interestingly because I was nervous, I didn't have enough information. I didn't know they didn't know each other. I assumed that a youth program, the kids would all know each other. And that assumption made things a little bit difficult. But then I went around with joyful moments. And one young girl told me about the abuse she was experiencing from her mother at the park. And her friends chimed in to tell me how bad it was. And so I got a one-on-one moment with that young girl. And was able to let her know, she was 15. I said, 3 more years. You've got this. You just have, I can't call it, I don't even know who to call, right? And I'm not part, this is on the reservation. I have no jurisdiction there. But what I can do is say, I had problems with my mother too. I still do. 3 more years. 3 more years. She smiled and calmed down. And I felt like that's the one person, right? When you get the one person. And then there's one person here at the grocery store, and one person there in another store, and these are these joyful moments where I give random strangers standing ovations, remind them of their worth, remind them that they matter, and that they deserve everything they ever dreamed of simply because they exist on this planet. And in nearby towns, supporting other nonprofits with their organizations and what they're doing. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Keep the joy, joy, joy!
And I find people everywhere. This is police and fire. These are rescue workers with the fire department. And this is a school. So I was invited to a school event to make networking, because now I'm trying to talk to the teachers. Now I'm networking. Now I'm out trying to see if I can talk to the teachers and do top-down work with laughter yoga and stress relief sessions. And this was the beginning. And then came to, again, some more supporting other organizations, small retreats at a hot spring down the road, getting as many people as we can. At this goofy thing, everybody got a kazoo or a fire whistle and a joy and a little standing ovation that was in the audience looking at something completely different. And then I was invited by the Apache tribe to go and experience a sunrise ceremony. This young girl is 13 years old, and she's coming of age. And for 4 days, for 10 hours a day, she danced. It was the most amazing thing I ever saw. And to think about a turn of life situation like that, a coming of age situation like that, and that we don't do that, but this young girl had this choice. She's going to be a different person. And I also want to say, these girls go through something like this, and I just have to mention #MMIW. If you don't know it, it's Murdered and Missing Indigenous Women. And in this community, we lost Emily Pike, who was found on Valentine's Day missing her limbs. And they don't know who did it. And so I also attended candlelight vigils with the tribe for her and participated, working to try and help relieve some of the stress. I also have a TikTok channel, and this TikTok channel is international. It's not under Joy First, it's under Normalcy Van Life Nomad. Thank you. And here, this is a painter from Ethiopia we spent a lot of time, and he was so enthralled that while I was doing the joyful TikTok channel, that he drew me. This is a vet who is in need of help. And this is somebody from the Philippines who usually comes into my session after he's been drinking. And he feels guilty about it and he's not happy. So they come in because they need a lift. And so every day I possibly can, I do at least 2 hours on TikTok, and I have Egypt, Palestine, Ukraine. I mean, I've heard the words, they're hunting us from Ukrainian people. I've heard save us from Palestine. I can't do anything about that. But what I can do is offer a little humor and a little support. And what's happening now is I have my regulars. So if someone comes in, I have someone right now who's dealing with putting his parent in a senior center. And in that senior center, his trauma's coming up. So he's angry all the time. And he comes in to get a lift. So I have an accountant who's an amazing joke writer. And so he gives us jokes every 5 minutes and lifts up the group, and lifts me up too. And then all together we try and lift whoever came into the room with a little or lot of a struggle. They call it the joy room. So this is one of the stress relief sessions. This is just a few excerpts from a stress relief session. This is miners and Apache folks. How are you feeling? What's your number? Before we start doing it. Warm up our bodies a little bit, so we're just going to take a deep breath in and inhale and sigh out.
All right, Sierra, here it comes.
They're learning improv and laughter yoga. So that's one example. I have since also high school students, high school teachers, middle school teachers. I'm looking forward to presenting to the superintendents, also project managers in the area, and I've been asked to talk to lawyers, public defenders who are losing their cases right now, how to reframe and de-stress the losing and the talking to the client, and how to help the client feel better about the loss as well. So that's up and coming. In this area. So there's the high school teachers. So you get the idea, right? So how'd it go? Well, So let's listen. And can you hear okay with the speaker? Okay. So what's your name?
Amanda,
And where do you live?
Miami, Arizona.
You're with the Arts Commission.
Yep.
You are the president.
I was for last year. We just kind of switched roles, and I'm the secretary.
Okay.
I've been a board member for 3 years and a resident artist at Miami Artworks.
And a giant superhero.
Whatever.
Are you Uncle Mary?
Yeah, well, it's a team effort. Everything is here, really, but yeah.
And so you've heard of Joy First Foundation.
Yeah, I heard of Joy First. I think when Katie came through town to visit a couple years before coming to Miami.
I came after the Therapeutic Humor Conference 2 months before Michael passed.
Yeah. So that was great, and I remember that year for logo
Last year.
you came in, definitely spread joy, but I got to learn more about the foundation, talking to people about it when they asked me what it was. So.
Nice.
Make sure I answer the questions right.
Thank you for that effort. And Joy First's goal was to have impact about 25% of improvement on the town. Do you think that was accomplished?
Well, I know there's been great moments of joy in our community here, with people we know and not know. And every time, Katie's been engaged in our community, definitely spreading joy in different ways. And I know that's the case because when we don't see her at a conference or a workshop or something, everybody asks where she is. Where's Katie?
So I'm going to be 100% honest. I thought I failed. I really thought I failed. I came out of this year thinking I didn't make a difference. I didn't do anything. I was an emotional wreck, and that's what they are going to remember. Hi.
Hi,
What's your name?
my name is Grace.
Hi, Grace. You're in Miami, Arizona,
I am.
and you're aware of Joy First Foundation?
Oh yeah.
And Joy First came to Miami to try and boost the happiness in the town a little bit. Do you think that's happened?
Definitely.
Can you say why?
Yeah, I think as a place that's trying to grow an artist community, sometimes it's easy to get stuck on the obstacles. And Joy First was like a constant reminder, like, why are we doing this?
Oh,
And what do
wow.
we get out of this? And so to have Casey just like popping up with joy, joy written out, just it kept it on track.
Oh, wow, that's really beautiful. Thank you for that. That was the first person that I interviewed, and I totally expected a different answer. I was so shocked that I went around and continued to ask more. All right, hello.
Hello.
What's your name?
Hi, I'm Joanne, 23.
And you live in Miami? So this is the, where are we?
We're at Miami Artworks in the lobby of Miami Artworks where all the art workers live and work.
Cool. And you know Joy First Foundation has moved here. And initially, when I came, it was to bring something different after Michael passed away and to have an impact on the town of Miami. Do you think that's happened?
Yeah, I really enjoyed being roommates with you, Kate. It's been a good experience. I always will super value the 6 months of yoga we did together, nearly every single day except for my birthday. Because not just the experience itself was wonderful, and you're a good instructor, easy to follow, and I think we both learned a lot from it. I had never really gotten to know Weenie yoga before, and I think I benefited in so many ways. But one way I like to tell people about is that right after Michael died, I injured my shoulder going down our stairs. My arm went up and back, and then it froze, and it was getting frozen to the point where I was losing a lot of the use of it, and I couldn't lift my arm past here. And after the 6 months of yoga, I had complete total recovery. So just physical evidence of the benefits I reaped from our daily practice. And there's a lot of unseen ones too. So I just have to thank you eternally and forever for it.
Thank you. And do you think the effect with all the birthday parties?
The birthday parties were really fun. Yeah. Whenever.
And so I'm gonna go past that a little bit because I wanted to say as well that we didn't just do yoga every day. After yoga, it was just me and Joanna. And she was able to talk about her grief. She was able to cry. She had support. I was there for her and her community. And so we had some really deep discussions during that time. And I wanted to just highlight that as well. Hi, what's your name?
My name is Aaron Tyler Boston.
And you're in Miami, Arizona?
I am in Miami, Arizona.
You're with Miami Artwork.
Absolutely.
And do you know what Joy First Foundation is?
I do.
And do you think it's made a difference having Joy First in town?
Absolutely, I do.
Why?
The yoga practice, I've seen a lot of people come through there and they tell me to join all the time. A lot of laughter comes from there.
Nice. And have you seen some joyful moments?
Absolutely, I have. I walk by there every morning and I've seen a lot of people doing yoga in there.
Did you receive a joyful moment for your birthday?
I absolutely did receive a joyful moment for my birthday.
And
A
do
lot
you,
of them.
I'm sorry?
A lot of them.
Oh, right on. And we think that it's valuable having Joy First here in the town to try and make a little bit of a difference.
Yeah, absolutely. I think everybody needs a little bit more happiness.
Right on. Thank you.
Absolutely.
So those are the residents, right? Those are the people that I lived with. These are the people I didn't live with. Hi, what's your name?
Odie Kessler.
And you're in Miami, Arizona?
Yes.
And you've heard of Joy First Foundation?
Yes.
And do you think it's had an effect on the town of Miami?
Yes. I think you as a person have made a difference in the community just by being here because you're a positive person.
Thank you very much.
My name is Phil Stewart.
And where are you from?
Well, Miami, Arizona.
Miami, that's how they say it.
That's it, yes.
Yes.
M-I-A-M-I, but it's pronounced Miami.
Right. And so you've heard of Joy First Foundation?
Absolutely, yes. Yes, we have a great relationship with Joy First Foundation and especially Bullion Plaza and Joy First Foundation because now we're two 501c3 nonprofits who are collaborating and cooperating for the greater good of the community. So
Yes.
exciting stuff.
Yes.
You partner up with people.
Yes, and that is part of the plan, for
Yes,
sure.
it is.
And then, so Joy First came here, me, with the idea of trying to enhance the happiness. Of course, it was, Michael passed away, and so I came here to console Joanna and offer yoga to the residents. But in one of the grants that I wrote that I didn't get was to try and enhance the happiness in the town by about 25%. Do you think Joy First has accomplished a piece of that, any of that?
You have, because your message is spreading and people are starting to get interested and they're starting to participate. I mean, I remember when you were doing it in the courtyard and now all of a sudden you're here, you're there, you're everywhere. So congratulations to Joy First and to you because it's all you. It's a reflection of you and it's a reflection of your goodness and your willingness to help people. It shines through. You're just like one of Miami's shining beacons.
Oh,
and
my
we're
goodness.
so happy to have you here.
Oh,
You are the bomb,
Oh,
Kim.
thank you so much. Wow, I really appreciate that.
Sure, well, you've earned it. You've worked hard for it, and it shows.
Thank you.
So whenever you come around, I mean, I watched you light up a room. It's phenomenal.
Oh,
It's
thank
great.
you, thank you, thank you. Wow, can I just,
course.
we had a moment.
Yeah.
That makes me very verklempt. I had no idea that he was gonna say that. Hi, what's your name?
Alexis from Puerto Rico,
Oh, que bien, from Puerto Rico. And you are?
the town manager for the town of Miami, Arizona.
The town manager. How lucky are we? We got a few minutes with you. Nice.
He came in the best time, let's put it that way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
He that Glow Miami, there's some saying, you know, we talk about 6-7 miles of community.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see the history, mining, the pressure, you know, in all elements, financial, because my color is going to be respectful in that element of the Hispanic, Spaniard, Black.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have all those elements moving in. Today, we can see a little bit less, but it's important to have support.
Yeah.
Not only from the government, nonprofit organization, individuals, that they can provide that door
Mm-hmm.
for the ones that don't have the tools or the knowledge or the capacity to understand.
Mm. Yeah. Has Joy First affected you in any way?
Yes, in a positive way,
Yes.
because it's an opportunity for the town. It's fun to see all those little toys, joy,
Oh, good.
gnomes and those
Mhm.
elements there.
Yeah.
And I, given the nose, paying forward a kid with the nose.
Yeah,
We have
yes,
fun.
yes.
You know, and that's
It's
the
called
way-
Joy It Forward.
Going forward. We did it.
Yeah.
And he was having fun and put it to me and put it to him.
Yes.
Kid. You know, but it's necessary. We need that because we want to create a solid community. And a solid community is based on the arts, the financial, the attractiveness for those community member kids that they can do things that they have an opportunity for.
Yeah.
Not only create that element of a unique, like other municipalities or other jurisdictions, but at the same time, it brings that everybody can be happy.
Yes.
That they can say, I want to have fun.
Mhm.
Like this past weekend with the car show, everybody was happy,
Mhm.
everybody enjoyed it. We expecting the same thing this coming weekend with the local arts
Yes.
and the involvement of joy.
Yes. So the goal coming here was to affect the town of Miami by 25%. To help bring a little more joy to 25% of the town or increase the mood by 25%. Would you say that maybe that's happened, or would you be able to comment on that?
It happened because I saw that the activity more often from your side in other jurisdictions that you expressed previously. But the town wants to continue that opportunity to create that foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said earlier, it is necessary. It's not only the government, but at the same time that how you care about your citizens.
Mm-hmm.
And that's an element that today we can shift it in the best way, putting some stakeholders in the table. How we can create this better place.
Mm-hmm.
How we can create a very solid family event opportunity for them.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I think that after this new movement on the government for us, municipality, we need to create that, take this space and say, okay, let's talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's create.
I
Let's
agree.
find out.
Yeah.
Let's find the best ways, let's find the building, let's bring those stakeholders and create that foundation
Yeah.
and draw the citizens of Miami and go to also.
Oh, yeah, well, yes, of course, because so much is interlaced
Mhm.
between the two towns. Didn't expect that either. This is another resident who is a super supporter. I've got super supporters around the country. They don't like to be called super supporters if they're guys because they think that sounds like a jockstrap. So now they're called super bra. So it's a super bra. Hi,
Hello,
what's your name?
Kenneth Now.
Where are you from, Ken?
Miami, Arizona.
And have you heard of Joy First Foundation?
Yes, indeed I have.
And what was your first impression when Joy First Foundation first arrived?
Well, I was here, I think, when you first arrived, and I could tell we were in for something different, something upbeat and fun, and just from your general attitude and the way you presented yourself and how you interacted with people, it was quite inspiring.
Oh, thank you. And what was it like to create an experience in person, a joyful moment? And that would be like the birthdays or what you've seen in the grocery store. Beautiful. So do you think everyone needs a moment of joy?
Oh, most definitely, especially in these times.
I'm feeling like this is a little repetitive. Are you guys okay? All right, just check it. I'm going to continue from this point. And then we have things we're going to do, so don't worry. Ooh. Hi.
Gives people a breath of fresh air and positive thoughts to continue their day.
I got stopped by a lady who said that she, 3 months later, still remembered the directions of laughter and what she learned from the stress relief workshop.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that was a very nice, and that was completely random.
And
She just happened to recognize me in the coffee shop.
right, yeah, and I think it was a big plus for you that day, too.
Yes, I needed that. Yes, I did need that. I was questioning my reality. And she confirmed that I was doing the right thing.
Yes.
That was beautiful. So the goal was to make a 25% change with Joy First coming to Miami. Do you think that's reasonable?
People that I have contact with, the people that I've seen come up to you in random situations, I would say definitely at least.
And do you think that affected the teachers?
Oh, definitely. A big change in their attitude from when you walked into the room, we walked into the room, and there's a bad mood going on, depression, and they just didn't look happy at all. When you started your presentation, people started smiling, started laughing, and then you got them involved in activities, and it was just a lot of fun for them, I think, and changed the whole mood of the whole room.
Oh, thank you. Do you feel joyfully activated?
All the time, whenever you're around, it's a lot of fun activity going.
Thanks, Ken. Oops, let's do it again. All right. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you.
You're welcome.
So Ken would drive me to events. He would help me document them. He would, he was a resident in a house, my flatmate, because I lived in with the residents during this time. And he's from Michigan, so we connected on the fact that we're both from the same state. But he also has a handicap. He's missing a hand. And so he talks a lot about his own resilience growing up, missing a hand. And he was a well-known punk musician back in the day and ran a punk magazine. And he talks a lot about how he empowered himself. And so nothing stops him. And I'm always very inspired by that. So I just want to acknowledge before we play a little bit, Luis Gallardo, if you haven't heard of him, he is the World Happiness Foundation. You can look up World Happiness Foundation as well. He writes a lot. He's on LinkedIn every day. He's got WhatsApp. He's running the World Happiness Academy and the Chief Wellbeing Officer Program and more of those as well. And of course, Martin Seligman of Positive Psychology. He's the creator of the PERMA questionnaire. And I did have I can share a PDF If anybody wants my emails at the end of this, if you want a PDF of the slides, I'm happy to share, just send me an email, yep. And so you'll have the links for PERMA Plus 4 as well. And UAE, of course, and Australia for their programs for happiness and their work. And so we talked about all of this stuff, I do believe. So we're going to go into Q&A, and I'm going to leave this slide up, but I'm also going to leave this slide up. If anybody is able or willing to donate, this link will take you to PayPal. Right now, we're looking for general funds to help continue the project. And also, and then you have my email that I'll go to in a second, so I'll leave that up for a minute. And then we're going to play, right? So let's all stand up. And we're going to come into the center here. Let me just check this. I think that'll work. All right, line up like 2 lines. Like a dance line, yeah. So this is a couple of the activities that I do. I'm trying to figure out the best place. Thank you. To stand. So can you guys scoot that way a little bit? Do we need more on the same side? Yeah, we could even it out. I'll let you.
Would it be a team player? That'd be great.
Oh yeah, let me do that. Okay. So the first one we'll do, because we've been sitting and listening for a while, is just raise your arms up. And give me no. Touch your toes. And then come back up and wiggle your butt. Wiggle. And just give me a nice sigh. Big deep breath. Lower those shoulders. Let's do that one more time. Big deep breath in. And lower those shoulders. And now, we're going to do the compliment car wash. So what that means is, someone, one at a time, will be walking through here. And your job is to tell them how awesome they are, as fast as you can, so they can hear you as they're walking through the compliment car wash. Thank you.
And Kate, I think it's important for us to know that as people walk down, we need to also on the
Yes.
inside create kind of like a,
Or scoot the line this way and keep the line growing that way, so people don't get mushed. Good point, thank you. We also were giving a standing ovation at this time. So if you don't hear all the compliments, that's okay. They're going in, I promise. The whole experience is going in. If you have to cry because you don't want to do this, that's okay too. But try. Because I think in a lot of ways we've forgotten how to accept compliments. We're skeptical, especially right now, all the time. Let's try and just be open to receive. So let's put our hands up, both hands, in receptive mode. This is receptive mode. In yoga, when we want our intuition to talk to us, when we want to receive whatever, love, whatever, we keep our palms open to the sky. So, think of this as your soul, your brain, your heart, and the rest of you, while you go through the compliment circle. So, you don't have to know the person. You don't have to know what to say. You can look and say, oh man, Jim Bob, I love your shirt. You know? It can be eyes. It can be, oh, you're so tall. It can be anything. But just look, observe. And Jim Bob's going to go first, and he's going to walk slowly. So you can have a chance to observe a little bit. But we're going to do this, everyone's doing this. And so I'm going to put this down. I'm going to talk loud. So Jim Bob's going to come right here. I'm going to come right here. And I'm going to say, Jim! Oh, back up a little. This person. So let's
careful, there's a pen on
do a
the
little
floor
bit
right
shy.
to the last foot.
A little bit
His part is where there's a pen by his foot. There we go. Thanks.
Like I saw it earlier, but I couldn't reach where it was.
So let's start by clapping. big difference. And I just want to say that you matter. This is how much you matter. That all these people, I've had people cry. I'm going to go back on this way. We can go ahead and sit back down. Okay.
I like your shirt, I like your hat, I like your face.
Energy.
That was so fun, Katie. Can I whisper something in your ear?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Okay, I think what you're doing is so awesome and so cool. Two questions. Are you a 501c, and have you thought of applying for grants to help sponsor this? Because I just think the whole world needs more joy.
Exactly. I want a team of joy makers. In fact, you're the person I'm going to show. So, yes, I'm a 501c3. I'm in my year 3 will be July. Okay. And I've been turned down for 4 grants, including a small local grant. They said, do something new. We know what you're doing already. I was like, no. I mean, yes, but no. And I mean, yes and, really, what I mean. Because I want to yes and the whole community, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm still shimmying my way into finding how to make it work. And the latest news is from grant writers that we're going to give me 3 grants for me, is joy is not fundable. I'm sorry. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. I can tell you, and you'll see in a second how important this really is. I want you to stand up. Darlene? Belinda. A lot of names there. All right. I'm sorry my back is to people.
I would just like to preface this. Okay. I have witnessed joyful moments. Kate will go around any community, any Walmart, Target, streets of cities like Denver, and walk up to someone and give them a joyful moment. And you're going to experience the joyful moment.
Belinda, thank you for being alive today. Thank you for being on earth today. Thank you for being simply who you are. You deserve absolutely everything just because you exist. Because you're flying around on this planet. Because you are you and you get to be you. And nobody gets to take that away from you. And you especially, because of what people have put up with and dealt with over the last hundreds of years, you deserve peace, love, and you are worthy more than you can possibly imagine. And I love you so much. And your kids know it, and your people know it, and we just keep forgetting it. So my job is here to help you remember your worth. And remember that every thought, every sentence, everything we do has an effect on millions of people around us, regardless of whether we notice or not. And if somebody hasn't told you yet today, you're amazing. You're welcome. And what happens when I do that in Walmart and Target and random RV parks? Thank you.
Petco.
What happens? Huh?
And Petco.
And Petco, yes. Because what I've done on a tour of joys is I've stopped in Florida with Kathy Rubin, I've stopped in San Antonio, and I've stopped in West Virginia. And so people have witnessed the reciprocity and the ripple effect that happens by focusing on one person with how amazing you are, looking in your eyes and reminding you, I see you. I see exactly who you are. I can see into your soul. And I know how much love you are. And people sigh and cry. And then they tell me their story. So part of this is not just me at you, me at you, me at you. It's also you get to then, first I get the reciprocity of giving you a compliment. But I also get to be there as a witness to your story. Then I've done little tiny things where I hand out a little light and I say, here's a little light for you. And I kind of walk by. And they go, what? No, just a little light for you today. And they go, thanks. Or I hand them a little joy, like what you have in front of me, and I go, thanks for being alive today. And they go, oh, if you only knew. You know, I get the message. So I'm gonna stop there and questions, comments, anything else people would like to say? Yes?
Can you go back to the QR code?
I can.
And also, yeah, so you just can you just explain a little version of your life? You're just traveling around all the time?
For the last 4 years, I was in first I was in an 8-foot trailer and a Jeep Wrangler. And I went around the country and started with the grocery workers. And you can see it all on TikTok, and there's a YouTube channel and things like that. You can see those moments. With Kathy Grippy, I thanked a Vietnam vet who was missing legs. And I said, this is the thank you you never got. And he almost cried in front of us. And it's hard to see it on the video, but Kathy saw it, I saw it. And in San Antonio, we stopped, 8 people or something in Petco, and 2 of them were like, oh, thank you so much, I needed that so badly.
Yeah, and the people who you approach were people that I would look at and go, I'm not their kind of people. I would look at it and go, they wouldn't accept my thanks because we're not in the same, community or whatever. They have tattoos, and I don't have a problem with tattoos at all, but like Katie, the fact that you just picked up, whoever it wasn't like, well, they're not gonna accept it, they're not gonna accept it, just everybody was involved, was invited to have a joyful moment.
Yeah.
Kate, can I just ask, are your videos still up? Because you know me, I'm like having a hard time navigating right now on the website. Do you still have the videos of encounters on your website?
So the media page on the joyfirst.org website is the latest of the posts on social media. And then you can click on those and you'll go into the whole Facebook page, you'll go into the TikTok page and the Instagram. Yes?
I just want to thank you so much because I was just typing away.
The inspiration list is so long. I come from a very small town, and I was raised where everybody who sees me changing joy, sadness into joy, it's like they don't take me seriously. So when you walk into a place no one knows you, you can instantly be like this person. The struggle sometimes is when everybody knows your name and they've seen you grow up, and they're like, oh, that thing.
Right.
How do you get past that?
My intuition drives so much. It's like who am I going to approach? It's my gut tells me. And Kathy and I have a story that I'll never forget. And let me get back to your question before I go there, because in Miami, people started to know my name. And I thought I failed, because sometimes I can be human and grumpy and, and whatever I'm going through and stuff. And I didn't know that people had that much of an association with me with joy. So I think the thing to do is change yourself. So you've got your healing headbands, right? Have music with you, or a special compliment to someone that you already know, something you've never said before. Change it up, get creative. Find a way to let your heart talk to the person in front of you. One of my business cards, which I'm out, you guys, I'm sorry about that. That's why I have all this up here. I need to reorder. But the business cards all say, thank you for being alive. Thank you for being on earth. You matter, and all these things. And one of those statements says, your heart is 3 feet in front of you. Joe Dispenza, right, talks in heart math, talk about our biofield. When we open our hearts, we open up to an energy that's up to 3 feet around us. And when I have these joyful moments and I really connect to someone, I feel that connection, and they don't know what's happening. So that's part of it, is I think, pay attention to your body when you're in front of that person. Because I've said things that I can't believe have come out of my mouth. Because I'm just letting it flow. And it's whatever, it's just my mission. You know how many times I think people try to distract me from this mission? And I get distracted, and then I get upset. What's wrong? And I go, oh dang, I'm off my mission. I gotta get back on my mission. And the minute I'm back on, it's flowing. So that's part of it too. Find your flow with the people you already know. And it's gonna be a little different. What? I know. Yes.
Do they ever think you're crazy?
Oh, all the time.
Going out to strangers like that?
Yes. So what I do is that little joy in front of you, right? I want to create an army. I want to create an army that is doing this all over the world. That's my dream, to scale this nonprofit. The hard part is getting the funding to do it. So I live on a shoestring budget. Right now, Joy First paid for me to get here. It's going to pay for me to get back to Miami, where my home base is. And I'm
Which Miami? Which Miami?
Miami, Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah.
Miami.
But this little joy, the thing that I start with is, can I give you something? And you look at me and go, what does she want? And I go, nothing. I'm just going to give you something. Just a little joy. And you can watch, I can see, I've done this so much now, I can see this tiny little place in the corner of their eye that changes and tells me I'm getting in. And so I see this little change in you. And I start the compliments and the thank you for being alive. And they continue to change. And you can watch their shoulders relax. And this is the last thing we'll do is, do you want to tell her or shall I?
Which one?
Sausage Man.
Sausage Man. I live in Florida. We've had our share of storms. So 3 years ago, I think it was Ian. And this woman, after Ian, a couple months after Ian, came to my house, parked her camper, and then she said, come on, let's go. And so we went to the local farmer's market. And really, I'm thinking, this is weird. Because she's going around doing this, and I'm taking videos, because I'm thinking, it's a little bit out of my comfort zone. Like, I'll say thank you to the cashier, but not to the person sitting on the bench. So we're approaching all these different people, and then we get to the sausage man. And I'm not feeling this one. This is a big Polish man with a very staunch face. She does her thing. I did not have the camera running.
Oh, right. That's right.
But she gave him a joyful moment. And this is what got him to cry. He said, 3 months ago, I could have not accepted what you've just done for me. 3 months ago, I lost my house. My wife and I lost our cars. My wife is an artist. She lost her art and her business. I lost my business, and now I'm selling sausage from Chicago. It matters. You don't know what's going on in somebody's mind, body, and heart. But if for some reason you feel that little prick, usually you'll give them a smile, right? Let Kate come to your house and drag you around if you need that incentive. But just allow yourself to say a few words.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Big hand. Thank you.